All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. So yeah, it's a lazy Sunday, but there's nothing wrong with those, right? We'll take them when we get them. Just not a whole lot going on in the game today. Uh, we have some events, obviously, uh, that we're gonna be able to do some stuff on. Ooh, I gotta remember to do that on my main account. Earn Radis blueprints. No valid capital ship. Well, that's cute and all. Thanks for showing it to me. Required 3-star. I don't have 3-star. Smugglers, apparently. Um, well, gosh, I'm just being left out of all the good times. And as predicted, tomorrow bonuses for Gungans. They're saying, "Oh, good afternoon, witch. Welcome, welcome, welcome." You have a little special symbol next to your name in the chat, witch. Did you know that? Did you see that? I think it's because you gave me those bits. You get a special little because you gave me them bits, you get a special little symbol. Maybe that's cool. I'm happy for yous. Happy for yous indeed. Gosh, I really wish I could get this down. I mean, it's not going to add up to much, but I mean, that's a couple rewards that I could definitely use. But I need to also remember to go do that on my main account. But that'll be after I'm done here. So, I mean, events wise, we're kind of left out in the cold. But we've got our dailies to do, as always. We have all of our other stuff. So we have our quests. So maybe we can get a couple of these knocked out, get some XP and some other rewards flowing. Um, we decent progress. 80 separatists is a lot though, but that's 5,000 XP and some handy dandy. Ooh, I can promote Mace. Well, son of a gun. Okay, well, yeah, we got a lot of activities lined up today. So, and a lot of stuff to clear and do. So let's get after it, huh? Shall we? Shall we? Let me bring this up so make it a little bit easier for me to watch the chat. Um, because yeah, watching the chat is key because it's how I hear from all you fine folks. So, and I like talking to all you fine folks. So, there we go. All right. Whew. So after yesterday's adventures, Sammy, if you watched yesterday, or if you caught this on replay, Sammy hit his head open. A lot of blood, a lot of like, oh my god. Well, he was fine. He's fine today. He's like, you wouldn't even know anything happened. There's a tiny little mark on the back of his head. But gosh, the stress of that just wiped me. I went to bed earlier last night than I have gone to bed in a very long time, and I slept soundly. Sorry, texting my brother real quick. All right, so where do we want to start? Well, let's snag our store thingamabobber. So allegedly, PC beta signups are open again, and if you get in now, apparently, so like if you go and sign up with your account and download the EA app and install the game, one of my guildmates on my main account said that she has been able to get right into the game, right into the PC beta without having to wait for like an approval or a code or anything. So I'm going to be taking care of that hopefully today, so I can. No offense to BlueStacks, it's a fantastic soldier. It's been doing great, but hopefully I can get on that train. So we should have a lot of challenges to do today. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is fantastic because this is like almost like a payday um, for accounts. And when you're a new account these days, where you get all this stuff at once, is just fantastic. Especially possible we're getting, we're not gonna be rich, but 83 times 3 is gonna be what, two, just under two. Why not make it 250? Why not make that an even 250? Gonna cost you about 350. Okay, so, and I mean, all these ability materials. It's why I mean, really, the only reason in a lot of stuff 3 stars matters is that nice ability to sim. Okay, so this is one we have been struggling with. Maul has been wrecking us, but you see the purple gear. Required units are. I mean, we have some good stuff here to use, but he's hitting us with that AOE and just messing us up. So I don't know if it's. I don't know if I want to try this or not, or just do this one and call it a day. But I mean, the rewards for this one are just significantly better. Um, I mean, it'd be one thing if we could bring an ally with us that would make a huge difference, but you know, like uh, kick Cat out. You know, Tarkin, he's gear 6. That might make a difference. Let's take a look here with good old Gideon. Um, you know, his debuff actually could be pretty vital for this. So let's get a couple levels on that. Yeah, that alone right there could make the difference. Um, this is normally something. So like if you're working on one character at a time, which after a point, um, you will be. You'll only have like okay. So like example, like I on my main account, I am working on all the Gungans kinda, but I'm only trying to gear one of them at one time, and I mean that I think is it's a minor difference, but it's definitely a difference. So you'll get to that point where you're only really working on one thing, and then stuff like having to level up abilities. You're like here, I'm kind of having to choose. I'm having to make choices. Well, who should I prioritize? Who should I leave out? Sort of deals. Golly, these drop rates sometimes. Anyways, so yeah, I do not like having. I'm not accustomed to having to pick and choose who I'm gonna level up. I guess is probably the best way to say this. But okay, so that takes the same thing, and ooh, I don't think we're gonna get this one done. I don't think this one's happening. Yeah, unfortunately, and I'm not dropping 150 crystals on this. Unfortunate, unfortunate. I mean, we could roll the dice and see if we get them to drop. We need two, so we would need to do this and get lucky twice. I have had this happen before where there's something I needed specifically, and I'm like, oh, I'll go get it. I'll see if I can't pull it from me. I spent like 20 minutes buying these packs, but by God, I got the thing I needed. It was kind of fun. But of course, there's no mass opening option. Um, oh, hey, Lobot shards. Who doesn't need Lobot shards? Okay. Well, that's enough of that crap. All right. Well, we might just be doing all that we can do with him. Short of we could give him some more levels, but the lack of currency right now, yes, it's just the amount it's costing. Like droids are fine. I'm fine with the droids, but the amount of credits it's costing me is just kind of. It's not beyond my means, obviously, but it would be. I would have to just just do him and nobody else. I'm kind of wondering if there would be a better team for this. Like if I put Gideon in the lead. I mean, I don't know if I don't. Let's maybe Tarkin's lead might actually be Empire allies gain 12 speed, inflict defense down for 2 turns on enemies that fall below 100% health during Empire allies' turn. This effect cannot be resisted. So I can do some upgrading here and get some speed on the Empire side of things. Quite a bit of speed, which might. which might make a difference. So, I mean, but of course, I'm limited on which Empire allies I can. I'm limited. Like, I don't have a full Empire team that is like, what is it, healers and supports. You know, I don't have a whole bunch of that. Um, but I think, I mean, I think there's a way we could get this done short of like just massively over leveling people. So I mean, yeah, I can bring in my scout trooper here, which I mean I'd be glad to. Oh, I can get some more gear on them. So oh, look at that. So okay, this might be a difference maker here. Um, okay, yeah, let's buff this up. This hits pretty hard. Let's make it hit as hard as we can. Okay, but I don't want to. Basic is the ability they're going to use the most, so let's not ignore that. Okay. Um, I mean, they don't really have a matching set, but there's not much I can do about that. Okay, so now with Scout Trooper being extra buff, let's drop Chopper and Hera for a minute. Let's throw him in there. Let's throw you in there, and then, you know, Chopper can tank if we need him to. Let's see. This might be a good way to get this done. All right. Well, let's just get after it, I guess. Oh, look, and he can call anybody. That's nice because we can get Rex involved on some extra assists. I don't think we need to taunt yet. You know, let's go ahead and get Chopper involved. I mean, this is definitely going better than it has any other time. Yeah, all right. There we go. All right. I love it when a plan comes together, folks. Yeah, yeah, okay, I'll take that any day of the week. And twice on Sunday, or as it turns out, four more times on Sunday. All right, good. That yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Okay, so and we're still waiting till level 72, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get there soonish. But I mean, we're building up some yellows. And I mean, this right here, these used to be one half of a gear piece that was the bane of everybody's existence. It's gotten a lot better, but now it's Kairos that are the bane of everybody's existence. I think, did we try this and have really, really, really bad luck? I don't know. But there's the other half. So you need those and the item I was just showing you to make stun guns, which most characters will need a stun gun or two at some point in their gear journey. Like I said, they used to be the bottleneck. That's what held everybody up. But now it's Kairos. But now it's Kairos. Okay, so what can we do here? Um, I mean, I would always like to include Anakin if possible, but I mean, my Anakin's kind of he doesn't really have a full team to kind of rock and roll with, so I'm a little hesitant about throwing too much at him just yet. Um, and Empire and 25% offense, 25% turn meter. So we're getting a great benefit from him. We throw in TIE Fighter Pilot, we'll gain even more benefit. Um, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to do much with those, but let's see what I can do with these. Let's just hit unassigned. Oh, look at these purplies. Look at these purples. Woo! And these right here are legitimate mods. Like this is what you'll be working with in endgame when you're seeing a 5 dot. Like that's your endgame groove right there. Um, so yeah, that's pretty legit. Okay, I mean we can't unfortunately build a full set, and for enhancements, I mean you can see that's for one, it's 248,000 to go to there. So we're not gonna be able to do a whole lot. I mean, but 10% protection. So even if this is his first instance of getting protection, he's now gaining that much in protection, and plus 10% of all protection will be lifted. So that's not bad. Another 19k to get a little more. Okay, seeing that's up to 14 and a half now. So this goes up pretty high. When you've got a bunch of these working in unison, like yeah, you get some really good. Oh, I'm seeing here, and there's a health and protection percentage increase. So we'll go ahead and do this. More crit chance. Look at a lot more protection, and his offense is up a little bit now too. So those are all bonuses. Um, maybe we'll have to go and look for. We might have to go and look for another offense mod. Let's go ahead and any set. I'm sure I've got health mods that he can slot in somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So quality of mods, we'll just go over this again since we're working on mods. The number of dots is the quality. So the gray coloring also affects the quantity, but the more dots, the better the mod. And then when you've got all 5 or all 6, then you'll go through different color changes as you level them up. Gray is the lowest color. Green's the second. So I mean, in theory, you see, so this is a 0.25 defense, and this is a 0.5. So this technically is twice as good. Um, but let me just not spoil it for you. Anything that's not a 5 dot, yes, use what you have available to you. But as soon as you start getting 5 dots on the regular, replace these with 5 dots or 3 dots. As soon as you get more dot mods, replace your old mods and just go through, and you'll have your main character that's like the anchor. You'll give them the best stuff, and then it's kind of a trickle down from there. Um, until you're into the end game, well, until you're 85 and you're doing all sorts of activities, and then you'll start getting all kinds of mods, and you'll be able to do much more. Here you're limited with credits and availability. So you just kind of got to do what you got to do. And I mean that's got more protection on it with the protection boost he's getting from the purple. Like Yeah. So we'll do a little enhancement here. We'll go to 12. So gaining stats in all sorts of areas, which I mean, they add up. It's not much to go on now, but they add up. They make a difference. Every little bit counts from time to time, and this is one of those situations where they definitely the cumulative effect. Yeah, it's just right. I need credits. I really need credits. Good God Almighty. See, this is as rough as I've had it with the new player thing. Um, yeah, I think. I mean, Ezra is just a little bit more powerful, so we're trying to grind through this one. So it just makes sense to bring the best. Okay. Yeah, we can probably basic our way through this one easily enough. So save our cooldowns if we can. Hey, look at that. Ezra gets to call Darth Vader. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, Vader's kind of starting to look thick. Oh, we got Piet and General V or Tarkin and Tarkin and Veers. Tarkin and Veers. Forgive me. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful Culling Blade. So Culling Blade does more damage the more debuffs a character has on them. So which is huge for Vader because one of his big debuffs is his basic will put ability block, and his Force Crush puts these dots damage over time dot. So pretty common acronym in a lot of games. Dots damage over time. So but those will get eaten up by that culling blade, and the more of them that get eaten up, the more damage the culling blade does. So that's why that was like a 28k hit. It's a huge hit, especially for a character in his at his current status and level. So like, yeah, very impressed with that. Did I get them all? Did I get all the challenges done? Complete. Okay, yeah. So not shabby, right? Not too bad at all. uh, Sammy doesn't like what's on the big TV in the living room. Possible rewards. I mean, full disclosure, the good stuff drops here, which we can't show you until we're. But it's the higher quality stuff, and it's Zetas. They give you 2 Zetas from this event. And this event comes around like what 3 times a week or something like that. There's 2 days where it's individual, and then a day like they just had over in the other challenges where every event is active, you'll get that too with the ships. And so yeah, like 3 days a week you'll get Zetas from these guys. That's 6 Zetas a week, which is good, especially when you're starting out. I mean, it takes 20 Zetas to put a Zeta on a character. So 20 Zeta pieces gets you a Zeta on a character. So it's a grind. It takes a while. Ooh, 25. Okay, and so we can level up Executrix off of this, assuming we get. First of all, assuming we get through it, and then second of all, assuming we actually have the fleet currency to do it. Oh, welcome, more viewers. Hello, hello, hello. Just grinding out some new player experience stuff today. It's a slow Sunday. They happen in these cycles where There's never any GAC on a Sunday. Well, Sunday afternoon, but I'll be doing my GAC tomorrow morning. Um, Sam actually kind of has a little summer camp that he starts tomorrow. So after we get him sent off. Hey, easy, guys. Come on. You got this tank over here you're supposed to be focusing on. What are you trying to beat up on Vader for? So after we get Sammy sent off to his camp, they come and pick him up. I'll be on right after that. Two turns to ultimate, which hopefully will be the finishing blow to this. If we got to make it there, though, we got to make it there. And yeah, that. Come on. Okay, that should. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, damn it! I didn't see that he put foresight on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Here we go. Here we go. This might do it. It didn't. Oh, it mostly did. It mostly did. Finish him. Yes. All right. Sweet. It's a good batch of materials. 25 shards, and we'll see if I can promote him to 3 stars. That'll make a difference in Fleet Arena. We'll see. We will see. Yes, hey, look at that. I don't know if that juice is worth the squeeze or not. We'll just keep saving. It'd be ship level 68. So yeah, as soon as 71, 70. Okay, so it looks like we'll be able to slowly level these abilities up as we're getting character or account levels, which will let us get more ship levels. But we also need that in quantities higher than what we have currently. Excuse me 1 second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The wifey has blessed me. Oh, that's right. We got to promote Mace. Well, we do need to spend currency to buy stuff to go towards that daily. So while we're here, seeing like look at Ghost. Ghost is sitting on a mountain of shards that I can't really do anything with till I have the currency. Now, when you're level 85, obviously feel free to spend on whatever you want, but the Zetas will be here, and they're 2,000 of this a day, and you can buy a Zeta. So my recommendation is save for a Zeta. Zetas are far harder to earn and far slower to earn than any of these guys. So, and I mean, Mace is important, Echo's important. Yes, Maul's important. Consular definitely has some importance to them as well. The Ghost, like there's nothing incredibly game changing here just yet, and the Zetas are going to be the thing that makes the biggest impact on your account. They unlock the highest tier of ability for whatever a character is. Let me see if here, like with Darth Vader, he has 3 Zetas available to him, you get down to here to this 8 that's locked, character level 84. You get all of these abilities, or you get this added to all this other stuff. So he becomes immune to turn meter, recovers health and protection whenever a dot expires, whenever he activates Merciless Massacre, dispels stealth from all enemies. So yeah, his lead will have a Zeta, so you would get all of that stuff unlocked. Zetas just they're transformative for a character. So I can't stress their importance enough. And if you're a new player watching this and kind of leveling up alongside of me, and you don't know what any of this stuff means, that's what it means. Like I Zetas are one of those things that if you're trying to learn this game by yourself, it's just gonna probably be just a little bit overwhelming. Um, but they're important. Now, I'm not telling you to to blow all your resources on them. Don't do that. But in the instance of like fleet arena currency, absolutely, my recommendation: save up to the 2,000 every day. Buy one whenever you can. Whenever you have 2,000, buy one. Whenever you have 2,000, buy one, and just save them. Don't just give them out willy nilly. Have a plan. There's some characters that Zetas are important, and there's some characters that have three, four. Galactic Legends have six. Some characters, even characters that you like and love, their Zetas are considered a luxury. They're not transformative enough to either them or their team to really justify the expense. So you don't just want to just throw them out willy nilly. Oh, I can put a Zeta on this guy. Have a plan. Look at other players' accounts. Ask me. Ask somebody else who's experienced in the game what you need for Zetas and what you should do for Zetas. Because you should definitely not just throw Zetas on willy nilly. That's a good way to waste Zetas. It's a good way to waste everything. I mean, and that goes for almost everything else in this game. With when it comes to gear and ability materials, like you just do not waste them. They're too rare and they're too valuable. Like, and if you go and you watch one of the big streaming accounts, um, and don't take this like I'm trying to bash on Arnold. I love the guy. He's fantastic. I watch his videos all the time. He's a source of inspiration. He's a great source of knowledge. He's a benefit to the entire Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community and gaming as a whole. But you watch him leveling up something like if you watch his Night Trooper unlock video from the other day, he just takes it. He has the resources stockpiled because he's in the biggest guilds. He's got the ability to whale on characters and save up resources. Like he doesn't have the same kind of struggle that you or I have. And again, I'm not bashing Arnold. He earned his way to where he's at. Not bashing Arnold. Will never bash Arnold. I love Arnold. But you watch him and you see him just throwing everything on a character that just got released. That is not the typical player experience. It's just not. What you're seeing here, if you're a starting out player, is going to be the more typical experience. What you see on my main account is a more typical player experience. Yes, I've got a lot of stuff unlocked. I've got a lot of stuff leveled. It's taken me years to get to that point. And yes, I got Night Trooper unlocked day one. He doesn't have any Zetas. I just got him relicked to Relic 5. I chose to relic him over Boss Nass because, well, frankly, Night Trooper needs to be relicked to take advantage of that last tier in his event. It doesn't matter if I relic Boss Nass today, tomorrow, or next week. You know, I need to have him and the other Gungans Relic 5 by the start of August, which I should be able to do. So I chose to do Night Trooper to get those extra materials on the last thing. But yeah, I don't have the ability, and most people don't have the ability to just level everything whenever they want. Um, so you need to be tactical about your decisions. You need to look at what you're doing, look at the character, read the descriptions, and they're not always easy to understand. And also, sometimes they don't quite. Sometimes the wording of it is confusing or ambiguous enough to where you're not seeing what you think you should see, and that's just because of how it's kind of worded. So again, I am here always as a resource, and that's another reason I started this. Is like, hey, I didn't remember really what rank 27 fleeter in a good lord. I'm going to be willing to bet because we were at like when I first joined this shard, it was like 30 something odd people, and then it jumped up into the 50s. I'd be willing to bet we're looking at a pretty big glut of hyperdrive. Yeah, look at all this. Hyperdrive bundle, 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 hyperdrive bundle. Yeah. So the top 10 has been taken over by hyperdrive bundles, and yeah, now we're down to. I didn't click that. I mean, so we're still at 50. Well, no, that's just the ranks only go to 50. So we have more than 50 people in here. But yeah, the upper echelons are already being taken over by people who spent their $50 on the hyperdrive bundles. So, you know, and you see hyperdrive bundle right there. Hyperdrive bundle, hyperdrive bundle. So we're going to be struggling now to even break into the top 20 for Fleet Arena. It's just how it is. It's just how it is, guys. There's not much we can really there's not much we can really do about that. People are definitely free to spend their money any way they want, and people are gonna buy the hyperdrive bundle. If I wasn't trying to do a free to play experience, I would buy the hyperdrive bundle myself. But I'm trying to do a free to play experience here to show what you can get done and can do without spending a dime. Um, so, I mean, we'll see. The price once you're out of the top, I mean, you got to be top like 50 crystals a day. I mean, I'll take the 50 crystals a day, it's fine, but like if I can just break into the 20, that doubles. And then if once I'm able to get back to the 10, that'll double again. Um it's a little frustrating, but if you're a free to play player, you're going through this. You're in this. So we're going to hit this guy and knock him back, and then see if that gets us within range of somebody else that we can. Oh, see, and look, and I have more reinforcements available to me because of that extra star. And Ghost seems to be my next most powerful ship, so it got thrown in there. So we'll use it. We'll take advantage of it for sure. Um, Hopefully we can break into the top 20 again. Because yeah, the one day I took second, which was like what 3 days ago, 4 days ago, is now pretty much in our rearview mirror, isn't it? How quickly things can change. Oh yeah, no, top 10's even better, but top 10 right now is completely infested with hyperdrive bundle accounts at level 80. This is no way I'm going to be able to beat any level 80 characters or ships with what I have. It's just out of all the things that aren't happening, that's not happening the most. It is what it is. It's the only way I can say it is what it is. Uh, Yep, free to play all the way. So top 20, getting 100 a day. I mean, it's not ideal, but I'll definitely take it. Um, I mean, I don't remember how long it took my main account to break into the top 10, but I guarantee you it wasn't as fast as this. So there is that to consider, I guess. How's everything going for you, Adam? Is everything good on your end? No, not everybody has two accounts. Um, I know some people with three or four. Um, I tried to take over a second account for a buddy once, and it was too much. Trying to play two was too much. So okay, where is a guy that I can take out in the top 20? Where I know there's one 17. Nice. Nice. Good, good, good. I'm uh I'm doing the same thing on my main account. Grinding Gungans and trying to level up the new requirements for the new Ahsoka. Okay, so I wonder if I take out this guy, if I will be able to get in range of him. But yeah, this is all hyperdrive bundles. All hyperdrive. Which, I mean, is fantastic for him. It really is, because look at how many. He's probably going to be able to sit there for months. And he's going to just stockpile crystals. 400 a day, 7 days a week, 2,800 a week, over 10,000 a month. Like, he can just sit there and stockpile crystals for a long time and stockpile this currency. Of course, he should be spending that currency on Zetas, but, I'm going to assume he doesn't quite know all of that. Yeah, if I can take this guy out, I can hit that guy at 17 and jump into the top 20. But I got 4 hours. Is that all 7-star Gungans that you're 21 shards away from? You'll have all four. That Padawan Obi, I'm guessing. All right, well, let's do this. Have you done anything with the new raid yet? Have you gotten to play it? You got rewards today. I think we launched ours Friday night, so I think tomorrow night we'll get our rewards. Dodged. Come on. And how did you guys do overall, Adam? Like, what crate did you end up with? I don't know where we're gonna end up yet. The last time I looked at it, we still have a bunch of folks in the guild that haven't even done their attempts yet. Um, I know we set a goal for like a 200 million crate or whatever, because we're a 560 million guild, so like we have some points there for sure. Um, and we have a couple of whales who like their Gungans are R9 and shit like that, so they should be able to throw up some good numbers. But yeah, we're still just kind of waiting to see what happens here. I've seen a lot of frustration about things with the new raid. There we go. Get you gone. Okay. So, light side, hard, cantina, mod, fleet, enhance the ship. So, enhancing a ship, I think, is as easy as getting one level on one ship. So, enhance, boop. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I don't. Anybody who's doing the new content, there's nothing. Like, I'm not doing shit with this character, obviously. And there's a ton of characters. There's a ton of characters and a ton of guilds who stay in their comfort zone. They stay with the regular. They stay with the normal. They don't try the new stuff. They never feel like they're ready for the new stuff. And then by the time they feel like they're ready, the new stuff's becoming the old stuff. So the fact that you're doing the new stuff's amazing. Um, I mean, I only got like, what did I do? I did like 4.8 million, and that's with like a pretty high Quadme team. And I bought that bundle. So like I bought that light side bundle on my main account that got those 5 guys at Relic 5. Um, those 2 teams right there make up, I mean, a big chunk of my score. Otherwise, it was like a couple 100,000 with the Gungans, and like my Gungans are not 7 stars, not all of them. So like I had to do the lowest tier. It was. I'm definitely like in the Endor raid, I was able to do 11 million and change, and so now I'm not even half that. So I don't know, we'll see where the rewards are. I think everybody's happy though that we did one more Endor before we launched into the Naboo raid. It's cool. It's a fun raid. It's definitely the coolest raid they've ever done, but I don't. It doesn't necessarily make it the best raid. The requirements are very very steep for teams and for accounts. Like that's a lot to it's a lot to have teams. It's a ton. You need a ton of good teams at decent relics to get a good score. It's not incredibly friendly for new and free players. So it's unfortunate, and I definitely understand the frustration that people have. My main account's 11.5, almost 11.6. And that's all GLs unlocked. Basically, the only characters I don't have unlocked are Luthien, um, Dr. Afra, and Jar Jar. Everybody else is unlocked and at varying stages of leveling and gear and usefulness and whatnot. But I also would not have all the GLs if I didn't buy the SLKR and the Ray bundles when they released them. They put out those $10 bundles. Had been working on them. Like eventually I was going to get to them for sure, but I wouldn't have them right now if it wasn't for that. Um, it's just the bottom line. I would not have them if not for those bundles. And yeah, and that's a big account. It really is a big account. But you think like the biggest accounts in the game? No, K1 I bounce in and out of K1. K1 you're looking at players with 12, 12 and a half, 13 million. Like as much as 11 and a half sounds, and it's big. It's big. That is barely enough to keep me like I'll go into K1, stay there for a little bit and then get bounced back to K2 and then back up and back down. I'm yo-yoing until I get a little bit bigger. Like I'm running into Gungans. As soon as I run into Gungans, between Gungans and Quadme and all the other stuff in Grand Arena right now, if I run into those, I it's almost too much of a deficit for me to try to overcome. Um, so I either have to get lucky that like maybe they misplay or I lose, and that's just the way it is. I'm yo-yoing back and forth, and kind of have been for a while. So, but like, so I was in K1, and then I lost my Grand Arena yesterday by uh, by 7 banners. So I got kicked back down to K2. And the account I'm fighting now is like a 13 million account who's got everything. So, I mean, I don't know what he's doing where I'm at. Like he should be solidly in K1. So, I don't know what he's doing where I'm at. But maybe he's just one of those guys that spends money and just doesn't really understand how to play the game. Just depends on the characters. Like, oh, they're super powerful. That'll be enough. It might be that situation. I mean, he's where I'm at for a reason, and he should not be where I'm at. So, um, but there's also some players that just they don't want GAC to be hard, and so they never fight to their potential. They would rather stay out of K1, be down in K2 where the matchups are presumably going to be easier, and take a little less crystals, but more consistent because they're not losing fights to real accounts, to the accounts they should be fighting. Well, yeah, but are you running into Jar Jar and the Gungans? Because, like, yeah, the Gungan part is fine and the Queen part is fine. It's when the Queen is with the team she's supposed to be and the Gungans are the full team is when I start having problems. Like, if it's a Queen with the Bad Batch, that's not a huge thing. I can overcome that. But it's like, it's the Gungans. It's the damn Gungans with Jar Jar. Things just get out of hand in a hurry. Um, and that's across the board. So I'm hoping one of these new teams that are being put out are going to be a hard counter to the Gungans because um, there's definitely a lack of what can be handled with them right now or what can take them down right now is definitely there's kind of a drop off. Um, and I'm not saying that they should be nerfed. I am not a fan of nerfing something. The solution to getting if you have a team that's way overtuned, the solution is to make everybody better, not to make them worse. Especially since they're like probably the key raid team. I hear at when you have Jar Jar, it's full auto max score. Um, you definitely don't want to make them worse. So make everybody else a little bit better. That's my opinion. Don't nerf one thing, buff everything else. And it doesn't have to be like a super overpowered buff. I'm not talking about taking everybody's power and upping it by 100%, but you know, give somebody something. Or add a character that adds something into a team's kit that makes them a hard counter. You know, there's ways to do it. They don't need to they don't need to ruin teams to make them beatable because they unfortunately that tends to be their pattern. Is they will just straight up ruin whole teams because they made them too strong and didn't test it properly in advance of releasing it. But yeah, I'm never going to be on Team Nerf. I'm definite. Let's buff everything else as opposed to making one thing worse. There we go. Because I mean, I think that's how you balance the game. These guys are. This game is pretty decent when it comes to power creep. They're much better than like Marvel Strike Force. You can almost count on the whatever the new team is in Marvel Strike Force. It's going to be better than the team that they released 3 months ago. You know, that was the new team, or a month ago that was the new team. So they power creep the fuck out of things. These Galaxy Heroes is pretty fair. Yeah, they power creep, but it's very slow. It's a very slow process, and usually the power creep comes in the form of zetas and omicrons. It doesn't come in the form of just like, hey, this character's got a million more health than every other character we've ever released before them, which is kind of what Marvel Strike Force does. They just make like you look at the original characters in that game and what their max health is, and then you look at like Nightcrawler, who's like 6, 7, 8, 9 month old character, and he's got like when he's maxed out, he's like 4.5 million health, and like a low basic, starting character or whatever, like the original Iron Man or whatever, caps out at like 1.4, and doesn't have the damage and doesn't have the everything else that character does. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, I was hoping to farm more than this, but I really don't want to spend a whole lot of crystals today if I can avoid it. Um, I know a lot of people are mad that he is on a Cantina node. Some people don't think Cantina node should be allowed. They think Cantina should be for the relics and stuff like that. And well, okay, so new characters shouldn't go on Cantinas. Old characters should go on Cantinas. Is what some people think. I'm kind of torn because Cantina is at least faster because you can, you're not limited to 5 attempts without a refresh. You have as many attempts as you want to make, which is definitely nice. But when you're needing materials, the signal data is all on the last node, and it's expensive to farm and all that other stuff, and can hurt your can hurt your progress if you're not able to farm it at a decent clip. If you have to sacrifice that to get Obi-Wan, and everybody's gonna need Obi-Wan for this new raid, it's it is what it is. It is what it is. Wow, what an awesome drop that was. There we go. That's better, I guess. Okay, let's see where we're at for dailies. And then yeah, I want to try to. I mean, we might get a level off of all of this. Oh, I need to do a Galactic War battle, don't I? Yeah, I'm not done yet. Let's go do that. You know what? I'm restarting because I don't think I'm beating that team. Let's just be honest, folks. That's a full clone trooper team with Rex in the lead. It's probably more of a nightmare than I want. So let's just take the easy way to getting our dailies done. Nothing wrong with the easy way. Another word for the easy way is the smart way. So let's be smart. Yeah, I kind of want to do more of those because those nodes have a lot of resources that are pretty handy. But we got some achievements. Oh, we might hit a level. We might hit a level here. 220. No, close. Very close. Very close. Acquire 250 mods. Excellent. And excellent. Okay, so quests. Power up 5 characters to gear tier 6. And there's no XP involved, but there's a pile of shards and a decent amount of credits. But we want some XP. I could go find a Separatist node to farm manually. Find a Geonosis planet on one of the things. That's how you're going to crank that out. Of course, there's events, you know, like if they do like the Dothamir events where you're playing as Night Sisters or any Night Sister shards, you're fighting Separatists there. There's an assault battle where you're fighting Separatists as well, but that's hard. I mean, that's you need a geared team of Jedi and other things. This I just don't have the credits for. This would be an easy knockout, but I just don't have the credits. And same here. Like these don't open until I'm level 70. So I was able to complete that, and I was like, oh sweet, I'll knock that out. 3,600 XP real quick, but you're like level 72 before these are even available to you. So that's that. Let's see what's going on up here. Let's see if I can be a ninja. See if we can take this guy out, and then that'll put me in, hopefully within striking distance of getting top 20. But yeah, so tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning will be GAC. And then we, of course, are launching territory battles, and we are launching Conquest. So tomorrow afternoon, I will have a very large stream after after we are done with the Grand Arena in the morning. Dang. Home 1 is much faster than Executrix. Much, much faster. So I might have to rock a Home 1 squad. Because I do have a decent Y-Wing. But that just might be the way to go. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and pull the plug on that. We'll come back to it later. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, top 20 might just be where I end up living. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see if there's anything fun I can snag out of any of this. So yeah, they're pushing a lot of raid characters and pilots for me at any rate. Like this will be a different. This will look different when you're maxed out. You'll have more kind of relevant characters. These are just characters that are kind of relevant to your journey. And the game does do that. It'll, as you're progressing and as you're doing things, it has like an algorithm that kind of picks up on stuff you're ooh, yeah, let's do that. See, we got a bunch of cantina energy. We can at least start buying some of that stuff. Um, the game's algorithm will kind of pick up on what you're working on, and it'll tailor some offers to that. There we go. And nothing to do there. Squad Arena. Uh, I'm gonna save Squad Arena and save up for that. I mean, I could buy that, but I mean, a million credits would go a pretty long way for me right now. Galactic War. I need to knock through nodes to get shards, and these are all. I mean, sure, these would be great to buy, but at that, it's you need to be sitting on a mountain of extra credits before you start doing that sort of stuff. Um, and then yeah, hopefully eventually I'll start earning this stuff to be able to start buying this stuff. But we're just not there on this account just yet. Okay, so I can spend crystals to kind of sort of like progress some things, I guess, get some energy. I'm not too far off from a level. Um, I mean, this would, in theory, be the easiest thing to complete to get me, and it would give me. I think I'd get 2 levels today, actually, from doing that. It's just the credits. So we need credits. Let's see. Let's go and take a peek. So for Dark Side, I'm gonna look at like Darth Vader and Tarkin first and foremost because of, and probably Tie Fighter pilot because of their status. Although Boba Fett's pretty close, so he might not be. Hold on, what can I do here? Oh, I can level slate. I can actually do that. That's not bad. And of course, I can enhance that as well. But let's just focus on the pilot now. Now that that's out of the way. But yeah, because of the ships, these guys are going to be more valuable. So let's see. Let's start with Darth Vader here. And you can just go right to the pilot like that. Let's see what we're looking at. Nope, I can't even get close. So, rough guess, I'm probably going to need 1.5 million credits. Hey, Craig, long time no see. How you doing? How's everything going for you, man? It's good to see you. It's been what, a week or so, I think, since I've seen you in chat. Um, yeah, I'm currently hardcore on the struggle bus, like needing to do stuff and not having the resources, um, and looking at more and more hyperdrive bundles showing up in my arena shards, and like feeling like, all right, well, I'm gonna be way in the back for a while now. That's fine. That's fine. Um, so I do not recommend this at all. It's very expensive and the return is not great. But like, okay, so credit, you have this 80 credits, you will win somewhere between 66k and 198k. It'll probably be 66k for 80 crystals. Not great. Here, 1,000 crystals, 1,100 crystals. That's like $10 in crystal value. Yeah. We're getting there, but we're in a little bit of a crunch right now. Um, just the value here, it's a slot machine. If you don't care about your crystals, and at this point in the game, the crystals are nice, but I mean, you want some for refreshing energy, but you don't need to do a whole lot of refreshing energy right now. If you desperately need credits, if credits are the thing that is holding you back, and you have the crystals, it's a slot machine. You might hit the jackpot, you might just get the basic payout, but you will get a payout. So you have to kind of decide if that's worth it to you. And if you're looking at crystal costs, so like, okay, $10 gets you 1,340. So, translate that back. to what's going on in here. You're more or less spending $10 to try to maybe win 3.36 million credits. I was like 32 when I entered Fleet Shard, and now it's over 50 players because 50 is the most I can see. And the top, like within days of me getting in there, it went from being a bunch of free to play players in the top 10 to now it's pretty much top 20 is all but one or two people as hyperdrive bundle guys. So I was able to take second one day, and then I got top 10 another day, and then I was 14 yesterday, and now I'm like in the 20s. And then so like this is not a good value at all. Yeah, this is a lot of gear, and it is a lot of gear, but this wouldn't even gear up one character more than a level or two. And this energy isn't going to last long. That's not much money, and that's not much crystals. So you're going to power up a character, maybe a little with this bundle. It's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. Your best bet for money right now is you can grind out stuff on nodes. You can use crystals to refresh, but the nodes just don't pay you that much in credits. So, but you can shop. Wrong thing. Not the shop. We want the shipments. So your best bet, save up to 2,000, buy this whenever you can. That's 1,000,000 credits. Or, if you don't want to wait, save up to 1,200 and buy that. And that's, 600,000 credits. That's more credits than you're going to get grinding. What am I getting daily for the squad arena currency? And I'm like ranked 4,000 something. 37, 35. Prizes. So I get 200 a day. So if I can get up into the top 25, that goes up to 3. And then so on and so forth. This used to be a source of crystals. They took it away and gave it to Grand Arena. So this used to matter more than it does now. But how many years has it been since they made that switch? 2? At least 2, right? 2 or 3? It's been a while. It's been a while since that change came down. Yeah, honestly, it's not even really worth me trying to climb. I wouldn't make. Yeah, rank 24 in here is not bad, but I would the crystal reward will double if I can get into the top 20, and I'm trying to figure out a way to do that because I think the guy that's ranked 17th, I think, is somebody I could in theory beat. Unless I can in theory beat this guy, but I need to go up to like 22. Yeah, I need some resources to be able to start upgrading things. Because if I could upgrade everything to the max that I could have it, I would definitely be in a much better spot. I could potentially take out this guy in a mirror. Potentially he's a little bit stronger. He's a little bit stronger, but maybe if I play a little bit smarter, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. With this might be one of those. It might be for the next couple of days or a week or so. We're just kind of slowed down a little bit, and then we'll get the ability to break out. Be really nice if we could have gotten his burning to stick. No, I'm working on geoships a little bit. My ideal plan would be to get into Chimera as soon as I possibly can. That would be kind of my first goal for fleets. The second you can kind of get out of the starter capital ships, the better off you're going to be. But that means I got to unlock Thrawn, and then I got to unlock a bunch of other stuff too. So it's gonna be a while before I'm there. Um, yeah, the level difference right now is just too much. These guys with the level 60 stuff, it's just a little too much of a difference for me to try to overcome. I might just be stuck in this for a while. I'm going to keep playing this account for a while to come. We're gonna see. Basically, I'm trying to document with this new player experience how long it's going to take to get to level 85, and then what does that account look like at level 85, and where can you go from level 85? Because like as you can see, Hyperdrive Bundle is an insane value. It was an insane value when it was $100, and now at 50, it's even better. And because it's even cheaper, I mean, look at the adoption rate in the top. And this is a brand new shard. Like I said, not even a week ago, this was like a 30-person shard. Hyperdrive bundle, hyperdrive bundle, hyperdrive bundle, hyperdrive, 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 and then down to 17. So that's the top 15 is all hyperdrive bundles with a smattering of others, like maybe 2 or 3 or 4, with 4 more below them. So 19 of the top 20 looks like it's all hyperdrive bundle. In a shard of, I mean, like I can only see 50, but if there's even 100 people in this shard right now, I would be shocked. So yeah, the adoption rate for the hyperdrive bundle is nuts. But how many of those people are going to stay? How many of those people are going to stick around the game for very long is anybody's guess. Yeah, and I mean, on my main account, on my original account, I bought the hyperdrive bundle. I absolutely did, and it was $100, and I was glad because I didn't want to have to go through all this leveling shit. And it gave me a bunch of teams. It opened the door on a bunch of journey guide stuff. It was just made sense to do it. Um, and now it makes even more sense, but that's just not the path I'm trying to take right now. I'm trying to do things differently. What do we get rewards here? We get a lot of rewards for doing this. This might be out of reach, but I do have I didn't have Rex ready for this the last time. Oh, nice. Teddy, stop it, buddy. What are you barking at? Okay, you're weird, dog. You're being nuts. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't mind getting to level 85 faster, but yeah, you're without buying the hyperdrive bundle, and I legit kind of think that's what's going on with the whole thing. Is they're like, hey, here's the new player experience. You'll level up a lot faster, but then you'll be behind simultaneously, you know? So I think honestly, it kind of feels like it might be a way for them to push hyperdrive bundles out a little bit more than they were before, um, combined with the lowest price. Because, yeah, I don't know how many people start playing this game on a daily basis and then how many of those people buy hyperdrive bundles or whatever. But say we'll just say it's 100. 100 people a day start playing this game. So in a week, that's 700 new people. How many of those 700 within that first week are buying the hyperdrive bundle? If it's at $50, if it's even half of them, okay, that's not a ton of cash, but you multiply that out farther and farther. If half of those people are buying that hyperdrive bundle every time, you know that's a lot of money that they're getting from you right away. For basically, they could give every single player in the whole game everything, and they would still make a ton of money off of the other stuff, off of the gear, off of the crystals, off of new, like what you know what I'm saying is they could. It costs them nothing to give away stuff, but where they want people is they want to retain players. But I would bet the retention rate is below 50%. But if they're getting half the new players to buy the hyperdrive bundle and then half those new players are staying, they're still at least getting money from everybody, um Yeah, I wish they would offer. I wish they would go a little bit farther than they're going. Like, okay, so they've got the hyperdrive bundle. That's great. Offer something else in addition to the hyperdrive bundle. You know, a starter pack full of, even if it's just give me 20 million of each currency for $15 to me right now. Would I break my free to play thing to buy that? I probably actually would. Um, and simply because that's the stuff I need more than I need a level 80 Bastila at 5 stars. I don't really need Bastila right now, but I need that currency to keep progressing the stuff I have. And they start you off. They give you just a metric fuck ton of stuff. I'm so close to being able to do this. You know, so close to being able to do that. Oh yeah, that would make. Look at that purchase. See, and it won't tell you what the price is. Full Phoenix Squad. I'd bet it's $20. Currently processing. Yeah. See, I kind of want to get this onto the PC client as soon as I can. Well, no, I definitely want to get it onto the PC client as soon as I can because yeah, the BlueStacks translation just is not fantastic to me. Yeah, if they were to offer, a currency bundle for a decent price, I'm like, if this was a currency bundle, if this was 5 million of each, I'd buy it right now. I know that's not technically free to play, but simultaneously, that's the only thing that's holding me back from getting where I need to go is money, is the in-game money, and not even the crystals. We're talking about the basic money, the credits, the ship credits. There's just not a big resource for those right now in the game at this level. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know you want me to buy Phoenix stuff. I get it. Um, so that's the bottleneck I'm experiencing right now is just the lack. Like, if I had enough credits, I could get this achievement done, which would get me 6,000 XP, which would push me 2 levels, which would get me more energy, which I could open more nodes, which I could do more stuff. Don't have it. Don't have it. And won't have it for a couple of days. Spend 400 guild event tokens. Well, I need to be able to do a guild event before I can get this done. But I think, I mean, I'm assuming we're going to do territory battle of some kind in this guild. I think I'm eligible for it. I mean, I would assume, right? It would make sense for them. It would make sense for us to do Hoth. I mean, it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to be in. I mean, you can go very far. You need to be patient. Is the thing. You need to be patient. Um, Yeah, I mean, well, okay, most people would do the same. The people who are willing to buy the hyperdrive bundle would definitely. And honestly, if I wasn't trying to make this a, hey, this is what it looks like without spending any money in the new environment, I would 1,000,000% buy the hyperdrive bundle. But that's not what this account is for. It's just I'm experiencing free to play frustrations on this account that I didn't have to experience on my other account. So maybe I'm venting on behalf of all free to play people when, like, I see them. We have free to play people in guilds that I've been in over the years, and it's just like they often are just like it's not fair. And I'm thinking like I get it. Yeah, it's not fair. In comparison, yeah, no, you're not. Nobody's ever on the same page. Nobody. Some people are always going to be ahead. Some people are always going to be behind. Um, but I understand the frustration. It's legit. It's real. It's a real frustration, and it's definitely it's not great. But yeah, I mean we're kind of um, yeah, and I really wish I could do this, but like the enemies in here are all level 85. So they give you the ability to do this starting out, but they don't give you the stuff to do it. They don't give you the means. They don't give you this team for that. If they gave you this team for that node, it'd be great, but they don't. But this gives me 2 mods. This gives me 2 5 mods, which are invaluable at this point. And I mean, and that is another way. Like, if I were to want to rapidly make some money right now, it wouldn't be much. But if I went into my mods, I could sell every mod I had and make some money that way, which is actually a way that you'll see when you're auto and focus C-Rex. I'll give it a try, but yeah, I've been making some progress on it, and then eventually it just gets to be too much. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to do that and get some of those rewards going, but I'll give it a try after this for sure. What the hell was I saying? I don't remember. I'm old. It'll come back to me. But yeah, you can sell mods for money. You know, which is one thing you will do when you're 85 is you've got a limit on how many mods you can have. Rex Sabine, Ezra, and then you have it. All right, well, we'll give it a try. Well, there is no Sabine, so are we doing Ezra then instead, or are we doing Hera? No, no problem, no problem. See, but now he's taunting, but we'll clear that hopefully with that. Put it, put it on auto. Okay. Yeah. See, you kind of. It's kind of weird that you're kind of stuck with what they give you. All right. So auto. Here we go. Armor shred. That's a choice. Yeah. I mean, the shards aren't going to make a difference, but getting some of that purple gear just to bank it a little bit would not hurt my feelings at all. I mean, if he would do his mass swarm right away and just get, yeah, he's armor shredding. I should do the mass swarm and then, yeah, I can't lose a guy that fast. Yeah, let's do his mass swarm and then I'll put it on auto. Any day, game. Come on. Come on. You're the little game that can. Okay. Auto. Let's see it, folks. Wow. 14K hit. Not bad. See, but yeah, we're stuck behind his taunt because he used his grenade, but we got a shot. No, no, no. Him. Finish him off. Finish him off. There we go. All right, we got it. Not bad. Not bad. Thanks for the advice, Craig. I mean, I'd prefer if I could sim it, but I mean, I'll take this shit. I'll take it. We're on our way to a stun gun. Look at that. On our way. Moving on up. Yeah. Yeah, they have taken great steps in the last year to make everything better for everybody. Um nobody is ever going to be 100% happy with how anything is, and that's fine. Um, yeah, I know I can't sim it. I would love to be able to sim it. Believe me, I'd love to be able to get it to the 3 stars to sim that on a daily basis for till Thursday or whenever when it goes away. But um, oh, that's right, you can't sim it. You're 100% right. Because I was thinking on my main account because I've got the whole thing unlocked, and I'm like, oh, I just go through and sim that. And you're right, I don't. It's weird that they don't let you sim that. Yeah, it's weird. That should be if you get three. Because here's the thing, like just we're talking about consistency. Why give me stars? Why have stars if there's no sim? Why have stars with no sim? It makes no sense. It goes counter to everything that we know in this game. Why have stars with no sim? We can try to get this done. This went rough the other day. And I've been starting by stunning Thrawn because I don't want to get fractured, but I think I maybe need to stun Palp or Vader first. So we'll try it with Palp, and then maybe we can focus. Okay, Teddy, stop it, buddy. Oh, he dropped taunt, so we can get around things again. Let's see if we can't. There we go. Everybody's got a little bit of control going on. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. The fracture. It's done now. It's why I want to nuke out Thrawn real bad, real bad. But I mean, there's great rewards for finishing this. There's a lot of shards, so it's definitely worth kind of grinding your way through. And you know, we're a little, like I said, we're a little stuck. Um, yeah, having keeping him stunned seemed to actually be okay, but let's go all in on him and see if we can't get him dropped. There we go. Keep ability block. We don't need to pop that just yet. I made the habit of popping it with him because Stormtrooper taunt and all that, but yeah, they're not taunting yet, so I don't really need to worry about it. And we don't need to worry about taunt. We're just going to damage. So can we get a stun on him? Nope. Okay. Alright, there's the taunt. So now we can do that to get around it. Ooh, almost. But everybody else is stuck with it. We'll make you taunt. We'll put everybody else under stealth for a second. Palp is up and running. That's not good. Okay. So Thrawn's down. That makes me feel okay about some things. And we're going to try to get to Palp. Okay, he's stunned again, so we can ignore him for a little bit. What I need to do that. Buff up everybody's crit a little bit. Yeah, seeing we nuked out that first Stormtrooper. So can we stun you? Nope. But now, yeah, there we go. All right, let's, you're almost dead. Let's get him gone. That's a wrap. Okay, this should be pretty straightforward. I come from a place of Thrawn by himself has screwed up enough counters and battles of mine across various GACs and other events that I don't want to say I'm paranoid about Thrawn, but when he starts doing his thing, that guy can just be an absolute monster. And then I think we all know, yeah, they announced GL Ahsoka, but we know that there's another version of Thrawn going to be coming out on her heels. Whether he's a legendary, whether he's a GL, I don't know. But we know there's another version of Thrawn coming that is probably going to be even worse than keep you stunned for a minute. And we can't. I was about to say, and let's go full auto for this, but this is one of those things they make you play on your own. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the new version of Thrawn's going to be all about, where that team is going to fall, what his levels of power are. But yeah, Thrawn is just one of those characters that he can ruin your day. He can ruin your attempt, and all you can really do is restart it and hope for the best. But hey, we got this done and out of the way. We'll get a bunch of shards for a bunch of characters. I mean, not a bunch, but we got 10 shards for all the characters, which we'll take, and the credits are very much appreciated. That's a nice pile of credits. Yeah. I mean, that's learn how. Oh, here we go. See, maybe. See, and there's rewards. They just don't show you what they are. Um, Yeah, I mean, I know that feeling. I remember when I was starting out and I was like looking at the journey guide and seeing the Galactic Legends, and I'd be like looking at the requirements. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna have this. I'm like, I'm never gonna have any of these guys. And then, at at some point, I just, yeah, I know how to use these guys, bro. I really actually do know how to use these guys. I've used them a lot. But I appreciate the coaching from the Plo Koon lookalike. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, are they giving me Grand Admiral Thrawn? Yeah. Oh yeah, cakewalk. But you're gonna hit a point where just over the course of just getting other things, you're gonna start finding that when the GL comes out or when a legendary comes out, you have you have the requirements already, or you have some of the requirements already. Like it just as you just start putting in the time and start getting through stuff, it does start getting easier. It's just time. It's just time. And then, there are going to be other there's going to be other hyperdrive bundles, other lightspeed bundles, where they will offer a galactic legend for a huge discount. And I'm not going to tell people to spend money or how to spend their money or any of that things, but pretty much all of those lightspeed bundles that they've put out have been fantastic deals. Um, Especially, and I hope they repeat them for the sake of people who miss them. The Lightspeed bundle with SLKR and Ray requirements at Relic 5 was huge, and they were $10 a piece. Now, in a game where people on the regular spend hundreds, if not thousands, a month, I would float the notion that if you spend $20 every now and again, you're still pretty much free to play. You're not dropping the $300 on characters day one of release. Um, Maybe I'm just trying to justify something, but I I I need to be honest. Simultaneously, those deals that they offered are the best deals I've ever seen in this game. And if you want to say no, I'm completely free to play, I respect it. But that said, we were talking what? How many? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Relic 5 characters for $10. Um, if you don't want to if you don't want to spend any money and that's something you want to stick to, I respect the shit out of that. But those kind of deals do not come very often, and those deals in particular were just fantastic. I mean, just amazing. Yeah, this is cake compared to the Rebel ones, but I mean, the CLS team, no offense to the CLS team, it's not really relevant anymore. This Empire team is still very useful. Very, very useful. This is not an incredibly relevant team anymore. I don't want to fracture him. I want to fracture him. That's why I wanted to fracture him. So he didn't shoot people. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. The current battle has expired. Advanced training event. Okay, well, here's what we're going to start earning some shards, right? Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. General Veers. What's happening? Did he break a toy? Aw, it's too bad. Hey, hey, honey, Allie, can I get that Pepsi? Thanks, babe. Sorry, my kindly wife offered a drink, which I have taken her up on because she saw that my current beverage was low. All right. Yeah, dude, give me this team every day of the week. I personally would put I would put Palp in the lead given the option, but you know, they have old Ben in the lead, so I guess it's balanced out, right? Yeah, that is a walk in the park. You know what? With the credits I'm earning from this, I might be able to get that level 63 thing done. We'll see. Oh, I can't do it for 8 hours. So they make you take a day over this. You jerks. Jerks. Yeah, it's just kind of where I'm at today. There's not, I mean, and everybody's experiencing this. It's territory wars done. You know, we're still waiting for JAC to kick off the final match. We got Conquest and TB tomorrow. But yeah, I've got a ton of quests. It's just getting them done. Like I need to be level 72 to finish these. What else do we got here? I might be able to get one more, but this is mostly it'd be mostly about the money and the shards. It doesn't give any XP. This is going to take a while, and then I could find a separatist node and farm to get that. Um, that's definitely an option. We just need to find a Geonosian area somewhere. Is this all Tatooine? Oh, here we go, Geonosis. We could farm this for a while. We've got 8 battles worth of energy, and yeah, we should probably get what 6, 7, 8 per, and then we can really be cheaters and. So that was. This is actually should be pretty quick with these numbers. This is a lot of separatists. This actually should only take us a couple minutes. Yeah, we'll be done with this pretty fast. That's a nice node for that. I mean, and especially how big do we want to cheat? I mean, we don't really need to cheat at all. They're not very leveled. So what was it? 11 total, I think. There was 4. No, it was like 14. Yeah, you can get this one done really quick. I mean, because here's the other thing with my way of thinking, kind of coming over from the main account, I don't view nodes as who am I fighting on there. I view nodes as what is on there. So I memorize gear and like that's it. Yeah, 2 more, I think. 2 more and we'll be done at about a minute an attempt. That's not horrible. It'd be nice if you could just multi-sim it, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, and this should get me quite a few levels, which will get me quite a bit of bonus energy, which I can transfer, end up using for other stuff. And if a few more quests open up and there's some currency rewards, maybe we can translate that into some other growth opportunities in other ways. But yeah, remember this node if you get to this quest about the same time as me. It's a light side node. Like for we'll see. We'll get the numbering when we're done killing these guys. But fantastic way to get the separatist quest done. Yeah, we'll get it done with one to spare on the next one. So light side 4G for separatists. They're level 25. It's taken me about a minute per run. I mean, I got sent to, I can't remember because I had to do this with Ewoks too. So they sent me to an Ewok node, and it wasn't. I mean, I think I was getting 7 or 8 Ewoks, maybe 9 per kill. So I mean, still pretty good, but not as 14 separatists in one node is pretty fantastic. And they're level 25, so I mean, if you're even moderately above that, it's basically one-shotting everything. It was like Dark Side 2C or something like that. Is the one I ended up using. There we go. So, yep, I was 2 levels right there. 67 from 65 to 67. Got all these shards, which is nice. Royal Guard is pretty good to see. 173k. Let's add you. Why not? We got room. And it does not look like we got any more new quests, but let's see money wise if we hold on, let me double check before I start just throwing stuff. Let me just level 63, right? 3 dark sides to 63. Okay. 3 to 63. 3 to 63. Right there. How much is it going to cost to promote him? Nope. Nope, not doing that right now. Yeah, see, and that's the other, like, that hit us too, like when we got into like the 40s, and then it took a while, and then the XP quest started coming around again, and then we got into the 50s, and they went away, and then they started coming around again at like 55, and then all right, looks like I'll be able to get 2 guys done. I mean, roughly, maybe we might be able to get 2 guys done. Nope. Nope. We need about another 750k credits to make that happen. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything else. Does this give? That does give credits, so that might be worth trying to find one guy. Like, this would be amazing, but that's gonna take a long time. And then yeah, I don't have any of that. And then yeah, and this is locked behind not being level 72. Okay. Let's see if we can get somebody geared. We need to find somebody to get to gear tier 6. Who do we want at that gear level? I mean, Tarkin probably wouldn't be a horrible choice, but he's already there. So, what do we need to get you there? 5 of those. We have you on one node. One node. Let's see. Do you like even or odd today? You liked odd. Excellent. All right. There we go. Here are some quest rewards. See, and I would look at the 80 shards, 80 shards. I'd love to be able to do something with it, but just like I'm low on this, I'm even lower on fleet currency. Um, you know what? I'm just curious. Yeah. Filter. Only on aside mods. Filter. Select all. Sell. 282. I can sell 175 mods for 282,000.7k. It would let me get one more character, one more dark side guy to 63 right away. And then if you then went to all mods, and you factored in, no, we gotta check that off and then hit filter. Like if we were to sell every single mod we had, which I'm not saying to do at all. Don't take this as that. But there's a decent pile of money if you really, really, really need credits and you went and stripped every mod off of every character. You'd be hurting your characters for sure. But if you really, 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 really needed money, that is a route you can go. I'm not recommending it. Is there an easy team for the 30 Stuns Galactic Challenge? Okay, so if you're talking on this one, this took me a very, very, very long time to get done on my main account. The team I ended up going with was Emperor Palpatine lead, Jedi Knight Luke, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Darth Nihilus, and Darth Traya. And two of those characters are just there for control, like with the Fracture and Isolate. Nihilus is there to take out Grievous, and then you'll work. And then between Luke's mass stun and Palp being able to stun on mass, you just try to keep everybody as alive as you can while working on the stuns with those two other guys. And then you'll use Traya to like cool down Luke's mass stun. Bit Dynasty did a great video on it. And that's this sort of thing is definitely his wheelhouse. Like this is where he shines, like coming up with like the hey, this is how you beat this video. He is the king of that. He is the absolute king of that. The guy is amazing. And when I'm struggling, that's who I go to. Most of these I can usually figure out, but yeah, that one was giving me such fits that I was just like, all right, let me go and see what he recommended. And even after I took his recommendation, it took me forever. So yeah, Palp, Nihilus, Traya, Jedi Knight Luke, and Thrawn. And then like you want to fracture Grievous as soon as he can, so he can't take bonus turns. And then is just try to get Nihilus's insta kill, and then use it on Grievous, and then yeah, just stun as often as you can. It took me forever. It was miserable. And here's the thing is we're in that time now where these galactic challenges I don't think are going to be getting any easier. I think they're going to toss us a bone every now and again, but every Monday we're going to have a Gungan one for the next month. At minimum next month, because that's just as far as the data farms pulled. So every Monday, if you don't have all 5 Gungans, you can count one whole area that you can get the cards from as gone. If you don't have all 5, because you takes all 5. 4 doesn't do it. You need all 5. So that means you need Jar Jar, who is not coming back until August 3rd. or something. August 5th through 12th or something is when his event is. So if you don't have Gungans right now, you're shit out of luck for a month of this. Not the best decision making on CG's part. This is them kind of like shoving in and shoving FOMO in your face. Like, hey, you didn't whale when you had the chance, and now you're going to suffer for it. I did 7-star the new unit on my main. And I took him to Relic 5 yesterday so I could start getting that last node unlocked. I bought enough stuff for him to get him to 6 stars, and then I used the free shards from the event to get him to 7. And then I went ahead and reliced him. I haven't used him much beyond the event. But I think I'm going to try him out with Dark Trooper Moff Gideon's team as opposed to Night Sisters. One, because that will free up Stormtrooper, because I think I'll throw him in Stormtrooper's spot. What do we got here? Earn up to 600 raid tickets daily by spending energy. Power up your character's gear tier 7. Make sure to choose a good guild. Alright, cool, I guess. No XP, but there's money involved. But so yeah, I think I'm gonna use him with Imperial Remnants for the time being. My I have a decent Night Sister squad. I don't have a great Night Sister squad, and I just in the event I did not like how he felt with Night Sisters. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and you can definitely go to like Arnold. Arnold did like a 6-hour stream on Saturday between his GAC and testing the guy. So I could 1,000,000% be wrong in my assessment. It's just how I feel. I just did not like the feel of him with Night Sisters. And of course, but that's the old Night Sister team. That's probably going to change when all these new Night Sisters get released. Because there are a ton of new Night Sisters coming and a whole ton of new Imperial Remnant characters coming. So we don't really know where he's supposed to fit in just yet. But for now, for the coming future, him with Dark Trooper Moff Gideon's team, kicking Stormtrooper out, and that way Stormtrooper can go to Iden or go to Piet or whatever, and we can kind of get one of those teams up and functioning again, since they were cannibalized for the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon team. Is kind of where I'm leaning. But yes, I am going for GL Ahsoka. We can hop over to my main account here in a few minutes. I zero problems doing that. I really want to try to jump up one more spot, but I am just feeling like I am behind. Yeah, I'm wondering how long they're going to wait before we get that kit reveal. What are you looking like? You see you're level 68 and you're like gear 4 or something. Yeah, I'm just a little outgunned. I don't know that they're ever going to do a GL Yoda. I think there are certain GLs that seems like they're trying to stick with kind of like what's relevant in Star Wars at the moment with their GLs. So like Leia was kind of put out for the Return of the Jedi anniversary. That was kind of like her and Jabba were kind of like the impetus for that. Hey, Return's turning 40. We're going to do this speeder bike raid. Leia is going to be a key character for that like she was in the movie. Let's go that route. Fair enough. And now it seems like we're kind of leaning into the Ahsoka show and a little bit into the Andor show. I don't know if we're going to get crossover, but Yoda's just not getting much love. He hasn't shown up on the Acolyte. I don't think he's going to show up on the Acolyte. If he is, they're keeping it a very, very tight-lipped surprise, because they did come out and say, before the show was released, they said there aren't going to be any legacy Star Wars characters. Well, that turned out to kind of be a lie, because we had Kia D. Mundi show up. So, if Yoda shows up on that show, and then, with D23 right around the corner, I think it's very, very soon, Maybe they'll announce a Yoda project. I think at that point we might have hope for a Yoda GL. I would like to see. I mean, if anybody deserves it, it's him, right? It's for sure him. Out of all the characters in the game, he is as deserving as everybody else. But they seem to be driven by relevance with Disney projects for a lot of stuff these days. So who knows? Like I like before they oh, what am I doing? Before they announced Luthien, would anybody have picked him to be a conquest character? Um like I wouldn't have thought that they were doing anything a Luthien character. But hey, he's the current guy we're working for in Conquest for better or worse, and then I think we're going to Ezra, the TV show Ezra, which has a lot of people nervous because what if he's needed for Ahsoka? Are they pushing the Ahsoka release till after he's out, or are they going to make Ahsoka's team incomplete? Like we don't know. It's timing is everything, and sometimes these guys like to have fun with us when it comes to the timing of things. Like they put out JMK and you need Cat for that team, but Cat wasn't available right away, and then you got Cat for that team, and all of a sudden it was a monster. Lord Vader is still underwhelming, but he got better when Maul came out. Um, but he was released before Maul, so is this going to be that sort of a situation where GL Ahsoka is good on her own, but she needs that last piece to be great? We just don't know. We just don't know. But yeah, I can rally over to the main account real quick. I think I have energy to spend. I might come back and fiddle with this later, but at the same time, it just might not be worth it until I just get a little more resources collected, and um, then make a push that way. Because I can promote him now, which excites me. But and 18K credits. Like, here's the other thing: Cantina nodes are a decent credit farm as well. Like I could drop 100 crystals right now, get some more Cantina energy, and farm this one again. Although maybe there's a different one I should farm. Um, and make another pile of credits. It is decent for farming credits as well as everything else, but it's an expensive refresh. Like it's 100. 100 crystals is a lot. 100 crystals is an expensive proposition. Um, but we're also getting Droideka shards right now, which doesn't really hurt my feelings. Yeah, we'll do 12 battles on Obi-Wan. 4 and 4 and 30K. So yeah, if you need money and you want to spend crystals, you can always do it the hard way here, and then you'll also get the Cantina currency, which will let you buy stuff. But yeah, we're just a little bummed up with needing money to kind of advance some stuff along. Uh, Maybe I can farm a piece of gear instead of just randomly farming junk. Let's click that off for mods. What are we looking at here? Boba Fett is one gear piece away from being promotable to Gear Tier 6. Now we've got a mission to get people to Gear Tier 7. It never stops. It'll slow down. Oh, and look at... Oh, no. I was about to say, did they do a DACA bonus that I didn't catch? But no, that's the first time beating that node gets you that stuff. Sure, why not? But this will make his ship stronger as well, Let's and hey, look at that's I've been waiting for that to unlock for a while. This right here, this execute is by far his best ability. It's not even close. That is his best move right there. That can work wonders on things. Um, but yeah, I am in the camp that yes, I want them to do a GL Yoda sooner rather than later. I can get him, and then looks like it would be about 300K to do. Who else is? I think Vader was level 58. No, he's 56. Yeah, so I could get him, and then it'd be another couple hundred K to get him or to get him. Um, but I like doing the guys with the ships right now. Yeah, Executor is the easiest on the Galactic Legend ship farm right now, and um, can beat everything reliably, with the exception of a negotiator with the Bad Batches ship, and Profundity can be tough as well. But it can beat Leviathan, which is supposed to be the top dog of the fleet arenas. Yeah, it can take that ship down for sure. So it's definitely worth it. And I mean, when you're talking Executor, which is right here, 80 shard unlocked, so it's not horrible. But when you're talking that, you're talking about probably the single greatest plug and play utility ship in the game is the Houndstooth. This is the probably the best ship all around, all around. When you factor in everything, this is probably the single best ship unit in the game. Can tank for any fleet. So if you have a fleet and you're struggling because you don't have a tank, oh look, Houndstooth. The only other ship that I would say is comparable in that regard would be the TIE Defender. Um, but the TIE Defender's functionality is also kind of tied into the Chimera a little bit to an extent, whereas this isn't really tied into anything in particular. You can use this ship anywhere you want. I have literally seen this ship under every single fleet in the game, and that's not an exaggeration. I have seen Houndstooth with every single fleet in the game. So this alone, to me, makes Executor worth it. Because even if your Executor isn't great, you throw him with any other ship when this is at the level it's supposed to be and he's at the level he's supposed to be, and you've got a solid tank for your fleets. So Houndstooth, Bosk. Houndstooth and Bosk. These two things make Executor more than worth it. And Executor, once it's up and running and everything's unlocked, is fantastic. Yeah, Aiden's ship, when that became a thing, I was just like, oh, this sounds gimmicky as hell. That ship 1,000,000% altered the course and the state of fleets, without a doubt. Like hands down, no doubt about it. Like in the way that people thought like the TIE Interceptor was going to. I mean, the TIE Interceptor was great. Don't get me wrong. Um, but yeah, TIE Defender completely transformed the environment of fleets. And even Comeuppance. This was a great addition to the Resistance fleet. And this was a great addition to the Negotiator. It was supposed to be for the Endurance, but it works better with the Negotiator. Um, Raven's Claw, very disappointed in. It's fine, but it's not transformative. Um, this ship, if used right, is amazing. Yeah, yeah, that sucks. I mean, but it happens, right? You're not always. It's. You want to try to catch everything as you can, but even with the generous release cadence this game has, and this game does have a pretty light and generous release cadence, you're never gonna catch everything. They do occasionally kind of force you to make a choice. This ship was supposed to be the salvation of the Resistance. It's absolute trash. This for a tank. Like if these two aren't Relic 9, this ship is dead in just a couple of hits. It's a horrible tank. But then they put out the Comeuppance, and the Comeuppance is really actually a good lifter, um, for Radis. But yeah, Executor was 100% my endorsement because, I mean, hey, let's look at the other side of the coin. Leviathan, it's locked behind two conquest units. Two, a character and a ship, which if you don't have them, you don't have them. You can't get the ship, so why waste your time? What's the profundities requirements again? Can we just go to the journey guide? No. Okay. I don't like the way the new journey guide functions. I wish if you clicked on the journey guide, it took you to the overall thing, not the current thing you're working on. Yeah, this. Okay, so profundity. It's been a while since I've had to look at this. Okay, so profundity is locked behind Admiral Radis to Relic 9. So first you got to farm him, and then you got to get him to Relic 9. Cassian to Relic 8. He's a good character, and Cassian's okay, but Cassian at Relic 8 is that's a hit. That's a hit. But all that being said, you get a pretty solid fleet out of going for this one, but you've got some pretty high relic requirements. Yeah, yeah. So you got to get droid brains the old-fashioned way. You got to pay for them. Or eventually you'll get there. Eventually, but what's going to be out by then? So yeah, it makes no sense having to go for this because of the requirements. Now, Executor. Now, but one thing about profundity requirements, some of them do kind of tie into other characters and other unlocks. So there is a little bit of crossover. But that being said, you've got the same thing going on here, where you're going to have some crossover on some requirements from here into some other things. And you have to get 2 Relic 8s. Yes, but 2 Relic 8s are way easier than 1 Relic 9, because you still have to go through a Relic 8 to get to Relic 9, and the Relic 9 stuff is expensive. So yeah, this ship right here is fantastic. The requirements are generous. Everything is useful. Everything is useful here. Piet is an amazing character. Boba's an I mean, you can maybe poop on Dengar a little bit, poop on his usefulness. But, other than that, everything is very useful. Vader is still very relevant. Piet is incredibly relevant. Boba Fett's incredibly relevant. He goes with Jabba the Hutt. Vader is a plug and play Empire, Dark Side, Sith guy that can go into a lot of different teams. IG-88, again, he can go with Afra these days if you're looking for a different home with him. He doesn't really get much use in the bounty hunters, but he can go with Afra. TIE fighter pilot, if it wasn't for his ship, but, we have his ship. So, yeah, this is as far as requirements go for a unit, a bunch of Relic 5s and 2 Relic 8s is extremely reasonable. When you compare it to this is essentially a galactic legend, right? So you compare it to other galactic legends today and you look at their requirements. These are very, very reasonable and very, I'm not going to say free to play friendly, but free to play accessible. The other 2 capital ships are not. Profundity and Leviathan currently are not what I would call free to play accessible because of the Relic 9s and because of the Conquest stuff. It makes it really, really hard on a new player. And I don't know how CG closes that gap. I don't. I wish I had an idea that I could float out there and be like, "Hey, this is how it gets easier, how you can make it easier or better." And short of lightening the requirements, which they won't do, the only other thing that they could do would be to make the materials more readily available, which they won't do until they add another relic level. So when Relic 10 hits, Relic 9 will be easier to get. Because the same way when Relic 9 hit, all of a sudden Relic 8 became easier. It's just going to be kind of that trickle-down effect. So give it time. I don't know if Relic 10 is going to be a thing this year. I would like to think they would have covered it in the road ahead, but maybe they're saving that decision. Maybe they haven't quite made up their minds. I'm not sure. We can do a couple of fleet battles real fast, as in just sim a couple of fleet battles, and then yeah, we can head over to my main account, Crake, and we can give you a tour real quick. That's not a problem at all. I mean, well, they haven't given us a unit to unlock from the raid for the last since Triumvirate. There hasn't been a raid character since Treya. Um, I'm wondering when they're going to like in the old world of doing things. Wouldn't the Naboo raid have been the perfect place to release Jar Jar in the old way of doing things? And like, wouldn't Endor have been a good path to say like Drogon or somebody for Leia? You know, and Crate Dragon, like you could have used the Crate Dragon raid as a path to Bo-Katan Mandalore. Like they could have done that. I do miss that they've gone away from that um a little bit because, you know, grinding for the Han and the General Kenobi shards was cool. And, you know, going for Traya was awesome. But it was also very, very time consuming. You notice, I mean, yeah, we've got Riva going in Rote right now. Um, so I mean, I guess they're kind of continuing the territory battle tradition. As big as Rote is, I'm a little shocked there isn't another character that's been added in yet. But yeah, they could have used those raids as launching platforms for those three for characters of some kind. You know, Bo-Katan Mandalore through getting a character through the crate raid. Plus, it would make people more excited about playing the damn raids. Doing it kind of the old way. But here we'll head over to my new account. Let me just get we'll head over to my main account real quick and just give kind of a brief tour, and then in 20 minutes till Grand Arena launches, I can do a preview if we can kill enough time. I have to play the event. So that'll be perfect. Um, for the Night Trooper, I have to play that event manually, so that'll be a perfect way to eat up some time. Just hopefully, it does not always like launching the PC client after um, after I've done BlueStacks. So it might not load the game. Oh, what do you know? It decided to work. And it should populate any second now onto your guys' side. You know, I need to do some editing. There's some overlap on some things here. Like this is for subscriptions, this is for followers, and that's for bits. It's just not lining up because I wasn't getting any of that until yesterday when I hit affiliate status. So, all right, game capture. There it is. There it is. I didn't even have to transition over. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little work tonight, this afternoon, after dinner, probably just kind of prettying this up. So yeah, PC client, love it. Objectives. Let's go ahead and get that free energy. So yeah, about 15 minutes till GAC kicks off. Right here. So we'll do a preview for tomorrow morning before we go. But grab you. Bada boom. All right. Yeah, sometimes that works, but then other times I just have to restart my whole computer. Um, which if I restart my computer, the stream stops. So it's definitely kind of obnoxious. But anyway, here's my main character. Here's my main account. 11.585981 GP. As you can see, I'm getting close to Boss Nass. Still working on shards for these. Getting close to Tarpals. There's Night Trooper at R5. I took her to R8. I just need a few more of these, and then I can get her to R9 and just kind of be done with it. And then yeah, all GLs, Cal Kestis. You know, I mean, I think this is a typical account for 11.5. I think I don't know. I don't feel like I'm carrying a whole lot of bloat. I need to hop over into ships. I've got every current ship in the game 7-starred, which is pretty, except for Radis. I don't have her 7-starred yet, but her event ran today. I got the 70. I'll do it free one more time and then probably throw the crystals at it just to finish it off completely 2 times from now. You know, I think this is probably very typical. You look at, if you look at my characters, what I don't have unlocked, um, I don't have Afra, I don't have Jar Jar, I don't have Luthien. I haven't really done much of anything with these last two rows of characters. Kind of always have been on my list, but it's very hard to prioritize wanting to do much with Jawas when you need to worry about requirements for other things. So it's just prioritizing. But I mean, yes, I do spend money with this account for sure. There's no way to have this guy right now without spending money. I mean, just being honest, I do spend money with this account, but I also do that to try to stay competitive, and I don't spend nearly on the same level as what some other players do. So, oh yeah, sorry. I'm in a guild. My guild is 550 million, 560 million actually right now. So we're in that tier of territory wars where we get droid brains. I mean, it's not like you look. I'm not rich on like Gerda keypads or yeah. Here, let's open her back up. You look at my relic materials. Like, I'm not swimming in much. Like, I've got a reasonable amount here to do some things, but like, look at my impulse detectors. I got 6 to 20, 18 to 20, 9 to 20. I'm not swimming in this stuff. 21 to 20, 36 to 20. Like, I'm not like, I've got a bunch of these because I haven't relic 9 anything in a while. Like, that's it. Is we do how many territory wars a month, and we get how many from a victory and how many from a loss. This is months and months and months of me sitting on not relic 90 anything, is how I have that many. And you look at it like, if I had enough materials to R9 Ahsoka right now, that would be down to 61. And then how many other characters kind of need R9 at this point? There's more than one that I would like to throw an R9 onto that I own. I wouldn't mind R9ing Jabba. I wouldn't mind R9ing Rey. Um, like let me find my funniest R9. Where yeah, I R9'd him, but that was at my guild's request for territory battles for platoons. That's the only reason he's R9. Is they asked for volunteers. I had him at R7, and I was like, hey, I can R9 him. Like, I'll take him there. I don't mind. Um, my big fear is we've got her and we have Fulcrum. So, are any of these going to be needed to be R9 for GL Ahsoka? They haven't said. They haven't said. But, with her. Oh, damn. I hate this new journey guide. I just absolutely cannot stand it. Just take me to here whenever I click on journey guide, if you wouldn't mind. And then, so this is where I stand right now. 3 of 17. I have gas at Relic 8, and I have Asajj Ventress done already. She's almost done. He's almost done. So I basically have this ready to roll. And then who knows how long it'll take them to release this. Hopefully a week or two we'll have an idea. I would if I'm less than half ready for her right now, I would be shocked because when they announced Leia, I think, how many requirements did she have? Oh, I can't. But I was like 8 of 17 or 7 of 17 or something like that with her, just because of how much crossover there was between like him and Profundity and other things. Like there was a lot of crossover for her. And like there was a lot of crossover for him. With certain things. So, oh wait, I can hop to here. So like Han Solo, there's crossover. Outrider, there was crossover with Profundity. Jedi Knight Luke, crossover. C3PO, crossover. So that's the kind of thing, Boba Fett. That's the kind of thing you're going to start hitting as you start leveling stuff up. And as you start unlocking one thing, you're going to see, oh, the connection from this to that and to the other is there. So like Darth Vader, Piet, that's executor crossover or executor crossover, however you want to pronounce it. Um, you look at this, like that's a current raid character right here. These two are current raid characters for Naboo. 7 in Relic 4, current raid characters for Naboo. And Maul is also a character for the Leviathan. So once you hit it, you're going to hit a point where your crossover is going to start leaking into multiple projects, and that just is going to make things infinitely easier. Um, you will get there at one point. I'm not going to say when. I'm not going to say, how fast it's going to be, but you will hit that point sooner or later. There's less crossover with these two compared to the rest of the GLs. So like you look at Jedi Master Luke, Old Ben, Rey Jedi training. There's a little bit of crossover, but look how many things have we seen C3PO in already? A couple. How many things have we seen him in? How many things have we seen him and him? You will start seeing this crossover where it's like, oh, I've got that already. Oh, I've got that already. Oh, I've got that already. Oh, that's great. And you might have to add some relics to stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're going to have things done, but if something is 7-star in gear 13, that is the biggest part of the battle. After that, it's, hey, you can budget and plan and be like, I get this much from this and this much from this and this much from this, and I can get there very soon. So yeah, there's hope, guys. There's hope. If you're free to play and you're struggling, I get it, but there's hope down the line. You will get there. Trust me. See, Count Dooku, he's a crossover requirement right here. Grand Moff Tarkin, crossover requirement. General Skywalker, crossover requirement. So if you have Lord Vader, you had to take General Skywalker to Relic 8, which means you have that character done for Ahsoka right now. It's there. It's there. Now, believe me, CG isn't never going to make a GL that's 100% crossover with the other GLs. Not going to happen. They will always release the marquee characters like Night Trooper as requirements. There's going to be a marquee character in each one of these sections. It's going to be. We know that. So we know Night Trooper is the first one. We know Balin is coming. Whether he's one of these, we don't know. But my guess would be yes, he's going to be one of these. Morgan Elsbeth is coming. She's probably going to be one. Captain Enoch is coming. He might be one. We don't know. But there is going to be 3 more marquee required characters for this GL, which is kind of how they get your money that way, and they get your money on Relic 9. It hurts. It hurts. But, you get to a point in the game where, yeah, your momentum from other things will keep carrying you forward, and then, yeah, you have to put in a little bit of work. It does get better. It does get better. It does get easier. So, yeah, just have some faith. Be patient. Keep working, guys. Keep working. It's very possible. I got to where I am, and when I started out, I did not think it was going to be possible. It's actually, believe it or not, they took a hit on the money for new characters. With this new format that they have, you still have to buy. You still have to buy. Don't take it that you don't have to buy, but what am I doing? Click on you. But you only have to buy enough to get to 6 stars, and then you can earn the 7th star from doing these. So if you're 6-star day 1, here we'll switch on the rewards. There are 15 shards per day if you're 6-star that you have access to. So required units. Well, okay. Detail requires 6 stars or above Night Trooper. So you get to 6 stars. Now, you probably want to be 6. You want to probably be. You don't just want to be at the 6 stars, because that's 185 shards that you need to get to 7 stars, which you're not going to earn 185 in a week, earning 15 a day. So you need to get to 6 stars. You need to get to, like, what is it, 60, 65, 70. You need to you actually almost need to get to 7 stars in order to get it all done. No, wait. Hold on. I'm dumb. If you're 6 stars, you're past the 85. So you need to give yourself enough math. I'm math tired. You need to give yourself enough time to whatever 15 to where you can earn. So in 6 days you'll earn 90. So you want to be at like 6 stars plus 20 out of 100, and then you can earn him for free. for free the rest of the way. But then, you have him at 7 stars, you get access to these daily rewards, which is not a ton of relic materials, but it adds up. You get at relic 5, you get access to this, which is not a ton, but it adds up. And then here, once you're 7 star, you also get his cron. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, there's a ton of value. Chirotex. It's not a lot of Chirotex. It's not a lot of anything, but there's more value to doing it now. That's $1 worth of crystals every day for a week. You know, they've added value and they've made it cheaper. So they took a hit on two ends. They're giving away stuff if you go through the process. They're giving you an exclusive Datacron. Now seems to be the pattern that they're following with some of the marquees. Like Qui-Gon didn't get an exclusive one, but Obi-Wan did. So they've added value and they've made it easier to 7-star, which is fantastic. It's very friendly. It's very, very friendly. Is it cheap? No. I think you're probably looking in the old way, before this was how marquee characters were done, you were probably looking at, let's just say, $1 a shard. So they gave you 30 shards. You needed to spend $300 to get the 7-star day one unlock. Okay? Now, depending on how many crystals you've saved, independently of having to buy crystals to open the pack, and of course, independent of you getting a lucky shard drop where you get the 330 or the 220 or something like that, independent of all of that, if you just have to do the 5 and 7, 10, 12 shard drops over the course of multiple packs to build up to it, you're probably looking at $180. So they took $150 or $120 of the cost away, which is, I mean, that's not a small amount of money. It's not. That's a decent amount of money for them to discount. And then they're giving you all the extra rewards, or making all these other extra rewards available in the process. So it's become easier recently. It really has. It would be disingenuous to say anything else. They have made it cheaper and they have made it easier. It's still not cheap. It's still not cheap, especially when you factor in that it's for a character. It's for a character. But it's better than it was. And you have to acknowledge that. What are you whining about, dog? Do you need to go to the bathroom, Teddy? Do you need to go to the bathroom? Well, can you hang on for 5 minutes while I wrap up the stream? And then I'll take you outside? Come here, buddy. No, don't go over the couch. Go around the couch. You're so dumb. You're so dumb, it's tragic. But you're a cute dog. Sorry, my dog is staring at me and whining, which means he has to use the bathroom. See, like, look at the feel between Night Sisters and Imperial Remnant. Just like, I know it's Geos and they've got a lot of passive healing and all that, but put that aside. Like, you're waiting on the blights to do a lot. Stop it. You're waiting on the blights to do a lot of the damage. It just doesn't feel like the damage is there. He needs to go to the bathroom, honey. If you can hold him off for 5 minutes, I can take him. Yeah, I just don't feel like the damage is the same under the Night Sisters, but that could change with the new Night Sister team. But it could also be even more with the new Imperial Remnant team they're talking about. So who knows? But it is a friendlier process now. My best recommendation is when you're at that point where you are considering day one chases of the new marquee characters, the best thing you can do to speed that on its way is to just save crystals as much as you can. Like, I go out of my way to try to not spend crystals if I can help it. I spend them daily to do refreshes to just make it easier to get my tickets for my guild unlocked, but I don't. Um, I try not to spend them on much else. So the biggest piece of advice I have is the more crystals you have save up, the less money it's going to cost you when you're doing these marquee characters. Which again makes things like Fleet Arena and Grand Arena more important because those are your two prime sources of free crystals. Um, so again, it's not like I know I'm saying just save your crystals. I know it's not as easy as all that. But the more crystals you have in your coffers already before the marquee event starts, the cheaper it's going to be. Which is why I think if you pay attention to kind of the cadence and the tempo of how the game is coming, typically before a marquee character will be released, they're going to do some sort of event where it's like, hey, we're adding Zeta materials or signal data or something to shards because they or to nodes because they want the people who are likely to be sitting on a mountain of crystals to spend those crystals getting those resources to potentially end up having to spend more money on the event. Yeah, do you see that damage? He just slaughtered. I know they're lower level and all that other shit, but like that damage here is just nuts. And it's just not there on that Night Sister team. But yeah, save your crystals is the ultimate piece of advice I have. Saving crystals will save you money. That so again, that this is a I'm not going to call it an end game account, but I mean it probably could be considered an end game account. I don't know. I don't like labeling my own stuff. Um, but you know, saving your crystals as you get them. And of course, they don't give you much notice. It's not like they told us, a month ahead of time that Night Trooper was coming. They tell you like a week ahead of time or a few days at most. Like you'll get a character announcement, and then as soon as you get the, yeah, yeah, it's not when you do a marquee event like this, you're trying to show off the character, and the Night Sisters just don't do a good job of showing off the character. Um, like you can definitely feel and tell the difference between Night Sister composition and Imperial Remnant composition. So, like I know they wanted to give people an outlet to try it with because he does can go with the Night Sisters or whatever, but it's just like show the character off, like make him seem awesome and not you know whatever. But yeah, save your crystals, and that'll work with one character because depending on the pacing of how they're putting stuff out, you've got that marquee done, and then the next one will be coming out when you're talking about the case of a galactic legend or or a journey guide event like the Jar Jar Bo-Katan or whatever. And then the other thing is if you do save your crystals, after a month those characters are going to start showing up in here, and 50 crystals for 4,000 or 50 shards for 4,000 crystals is a much higher value than any other method you have of obtaining this character via the crystal route. You can't just, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I don't know. They've obviously determined it's better for them, but they still don't just like sell you the 7-star for whatever amount of money. They just still don't do that. Um, I don't know how people would react if they started doing that. I don't even know how I would react. But like if they were like, "Hey, buy the new character at 7 stars for $150," would that make them more money in the long run because it kind of eliminates the gambling thing? Would it make them less money? I don't know. Um, but anyway, it is after 5 p.m. here on the East Coast, which means the Grand Arena attack phase has kicked off. This will be our tomorrow morning stream as we're getting ready for TB and Conquest to kick off. So let's do a quick preview. Our Peach, who apparently has much to learn, is my opponent. We'll do a quick peek at his roster. We're pretty close, but he's got me outgunned. He's got more R9s in a lot of different places. So he He's got the Poncho Bros. He's got the Gungans ready to roll. He's so could be a problem. We will just have to see how he deals. But what's he doing down here again? He's got the toys. Like I don't get why he's down here. Um, I don't get it. But he didn't wail on Eth Koth. I mean, he's got that going for him, and he didn't wail on Night Trooper. But yeah, he's got all the toys. He's got all the things. Does not appear to have a Boss Nass Datacron, or is that up here? These are gone, by the way. You guys can delete if you have a pile of these. You can delete them as of right now, unless you're needing them for your squad arena shard or whatever, and start buying and leveling the new ones from the shard shop. Because yeah, otherwise they'll do it for you here in just a couple of days. But yeah, you're free to delete this stuff now if you want to, and start leveling up some of the new ones. So he does not have the Boss Nass Datacron, which is a plus. He does have the Jar Jar one, so the Jar Jar one is still going to cause an issue, but, you know. Yep, New Conquest starts tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, and then, 12 and 1, depending on what other time zones you are in the U.S. And then I guess that's like 7 p.m. in London, and it's like Thursday morning in Australia or some shit like that. I don't know. I just know that they're in a different part of the world. And Australia and Japan, that part of the straight line on a map, straight-ish line. It's probably more like that, but yeah, I know it's a complete other day by the time they get around to it. But yeah, tomorrow, Conquest 2 for Luthien. Nothing's changing. Same feats as last time. Same teams needed as last time. It'll just be a rinse and repeat grind for 2 weeks. But it gives me 2 weeks worth of stuff that I can do. 10 p.m. there. Whew. Yeah, I mean, the times are definitely a little more friendly to the United States for a lot of these things. Like, I know some places you're kind of forced to, like, when Grand Arena kicks off, you kind of have to hit it as soon as you can, or else with your work or school day, you might not get a chance. Oh, current time now is 10 p.m. where you're at. Yeah. But let's go take a look at what his front walls look like. Okay, so we are looking at. Oh, he put all the things on the front wall here. All the things. All the stuff and all the things. Okay. I wonder what the back wall looks like in that circumstance. Okay. That's a bit of a choice. Does he have the debuff thing? He does have the debuff thing. Okay. It's a bit of a choice. It's a bit of a choice. I wonder if he's taking Reva on offense or not. Okay, well, I've got my work cut out for me any way you want to look at it. I've got some work to do in the morning. So, tomorrow morning, it'll be... I don't know if the premium works for more than one account. I don't have it, so I don't know. And he can see my walls, but this is what he's dealing with on the front. And up top, I will not show the back or the fleets. We'll let him be surprised. But that's what he's dealing with. I mean, in all, he's a little more defensively loaded on the front walls than I am, for sure. We'll see what's on the back walls. Like, I'll punch through here, and then we'll go from there. Or I'll try to punch through here. It's no guarantee. Between this and that, it's no guarantee I'll get anywhere, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Yeah. Nest. Nasty, nasty nest. Oh, and he. Okay. So yeah, he did use a Gungan Datacron here. Whenever Gungan allies target an ally with ability, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'll have to do some. I'll have to do some research on counters, and we'll go from there. Um, but in the meantime, folks, and hopefully if we get through this, his back walls aren't so scary that you know. Yeah, we'll just have to see. We will just have to see. Um, I got ideas though. I got ideas, and I think I got options. So we'll just double checking, remembering what I'm looking at. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we got some options. We'll see. We'll see what it does. We'll see what he does. Hopefully, he makes a move before I do. But if not, I'll show him exactly what he needs to win. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off too. It's getting to be dinner time here on the East Coast. But yep, that's the end of the preview for tomorrow morning GAC, 9 a.m. ish my time, something like that. Um, I do need to I need to take one of my cars to the shop to get its state inspection at some point, but that'll either be tomorrow or it'll be Tuesday. We haven't quite decided yet. We got time. We got time. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. We had about a half dozen folks at any given time chilling, and I appreciate you spending the last almost 3 hours. Wow, I went on a lot longer than I thought I was going to. But yeah, I guess I started at 2, and 2 plus 5 is almost 3. Yeah, okay. Woo. Well, it's been great, guys. Thanks for having me with you, and thanks for being here. It means a lot to me. Yeah, tomorrow morning we'll hit this, and then that'll take as long as it takes, and then we might take a look at, depending on how quick it goes, we might take a look at, this and see how it feels. But then when we wrap up those two things, we will come back in the afternoon when Conquest kicks off, and I'll do my territory battle platoon placements. We'll do some Conquest for a while. I'll go and hit territory battle, and then that'll be that for the Monday streams. Everybody have a good one. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow. I'll be streaming Conquest and territory battles every day that those two events are active, which, considering we're coming into a down week of GAC, is a fantastic thing to have multiple other activities kind of kicking in. Plus what other surprises they may throw at us in that time. Thanks for being here, guys. Take care. Good luck with everything. If you have any questions or need help with anything, please reach out. If I can't help you, I know lots of people who will be able to help. So, like, if I have to go to somebody else to get the answer, I will do that for you. So yeah, like, follow, subscribe, all those fancy buzzwords that streamers use. They do make a difference, though. The follows especially make a difference. Subscribing is completely optional. It's up to you guys, but it does help me out a lot. But mostly spread the word. If you're liking what you're seeing on the content, just spread the word, tell people. I'm just trying to do my thing, and I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are having a good time. I'll be back tomorrow. Everybody have a good evening, and until tomorrow morning, take care.